Hi guys! Today I wanted to take a minute and talk quickly about peppermint essential oil. Particularly, I used it today and I thought, everyone should have an opportunity to use these essential oils to support their, well-being, immune system, maybe just muscle tension, which is how I used it. So just to give you a quick story of how I used it, Madison is 3 months old. She's getting bigger and bigger, and I hold her a lot. I carry her around, I take her places, and so I get a lot of tension in my shoulder and neck. Typically, I'll go to a chiropractor and feel better, but I just have not been there for a while. So I knew I had to turn to my oils to support that. So if you get tension headaches, tension in the neck, shoulders, lower back, somewhere like that, what I used today, which was extremely successful, I don't really feel any of that right now. So I did use frankincense as a first layer. So layering oils is going to kind of help the interactions of them, help them support your body further. So I get a lot of it kind of in the lower neck there, and then it spreads out through my shoulders. So I always want to take care of it quickly, because a lot of times if I don't, it'll just kind of progress into a headache that leads up to like my eyes, and it just hurts, and then you're kind of ruined for the night. But with Madison, I never know when my night's going to end or where I'm going to get sleep or whatever. So I couldn't put it off. I wanted to feel better. So I took frankincense, 2 drops in my fingers. I rubbed it up and down my lower neck here. And then I did kind of rub it into my shoulders as well. I particularly focused on the neck part, massaging it. And then I took 2 drops of peppermint, dropped it onto my fingers, and did the same thing. It's going to be important to massage it a little bit, because that will help get circulation to the area with the tension, and then it's going to help to kind of get the oils into your system so that the body can start using them to kind of relax that tension and those muscles that you're feeling. So frankincense first, followed by peppermint, a little bit of a massage, and then I left it like that for probably about 2 hours, and then I went ahead and took a drop of lavender and put a drop on my fingers and rubbed it in, because lavender is calming, it relaxes the muscles, and that's what we wanted. So I feel great now. So definitely worthwhile if you have tension like that, if you have, stress in some area, that might be worth giving it a shot. So I didn't want to just talk about that. I figured I'd cover peppermint in its entirety. So peppermint is sourced in the United States, in the Pacific Northwest region, and why they do that in particular, or why that region's the best, is because of the heavy rainfall, and then that affects the peppermint leaves and gives it the highest and best quality of the menthol, which is one of the main constituents in the peppermint leaf. So the properties of peppermint that make it so valuable: antispasmodic, so that's the muscles and the spasms. It's anti-inflammatory, so inflammation, it's going to help with that. It's warming and cooling, that's where you get the tingling sensation, which is very nice. So those are just some of the properties. There are other ones. To move on to how you might want to use it, one is for tension, sore muscles. You can rub it on the neck, the lower back. I know some people get pain there. Even on your joints, maybe you have some arthritis, maybe it's sore knees, or maybe you go to the gym and then it kind of, sometimes your joints feel like they're affected because of the heavy, I don't know, I guess the weight and the pressure on them, so you can use the peppermint for that. Madison. So you can also use it, so peppermint's very invigorating, so you can use it to wake yourself up. I highly recommend, especially if you like the smell of it, keeping it by your bed if you have a rough time getting up in the morning, and you just pop the cap off, inhale it, and then there's no way it's not going to at least help wake you up a little bit more than you already are. So definitely keep it by your bedside if you think you have a rough time waking up and you struggle to kind of get out of bed in the morning. That's a great way to use the peppermint. I also made a cooling spray. So it's just peppermint with distilled water, and I keep it in the fridge, and I'll use that if you feel overheated. In the summertime, it's especially helpful. You can use it then. So I like to keep the cooling mist in the fridge to obviously help further give a cooling sensation. So I use that a lot. And then with breastfeeding, I would wake up a lot in the middle of the night, like in a hot sweat and weird stuff that never happened before. But that's going to help too. So I could spray it kind of on the back of my neck. I never sprayed it on the front because I didn't want to get in on Madison when she was breastfeeding or anything. Another way One of my favorite ways to use it, and I'll do it now, is kind of a midday pick-me-up. So a lot of those energy drinks are like disgusting. There's terrible stuff in them. So I'll take a drop of peppermint in my hand. I kind of got two. And then a drop of the wild orange. Rub it together and inhale. It's invigorating, it wakes you up, it feels good. I'm going to rub it on the back of my neck just because that feels good. She's back there. So just further support my neck and the tension I was feeling. I really feel fine now, but the tingling sensation just feels good all the time. So another thing, there was actually a study last year where they studied 7 different bug repellents. One of them being a natural alternative, which was peppermint oil mixed in, which is like a fractionated coconut oil. And they found out the peppermint oil worked equally as well as the #1 bug repellent as like off with DEET, which that stuff's terrible for you. You don't want to spray that on you, at least often. I mean, you know, if you have to, you have to. But something you might want to try is just straight peppermint oil mixed in with like fractionated coconut oil. Spray it on as your bug repellent, and you know it's been studied for ticks as well, so you might want to try that. The study did say after 150 minutes you had to reapply, kind of lost its effect, but that's really not that bad. That's after 2 hours, so reapply and smell like peppermint, which isn't really that bad of a thing, and it's cooling, and you're typically trying to avoid bugs in the summer, so you know it'll cool you down and you'll smell good and you keep the bugs away. Another thing is a fever reducer. So if you get a fever, you might want to rub or have someone rub it down the back of your spine and rub it on the bottoms of your feet. It's cooling, like I said, so it can kind of help. You don't want to just stop the fever because it's serving a purpose for you. Your body's doing what it's supposed to, but it can just support you as you go through that fever, help cool you down. And you can use it for kids as well. You know, young babies, I wouldn't really put too much on them. Peppermint can also be used as a muscle relaxer. So that's kind of the way I was talking about using it with my neck when it was sore and tense. So you can rub it, and you want to dilute it just because then it'll spread further. Sorry, Madison's talking. It'll spread a little bit further, and it doesn't interfere with the ability of its effectiveness. So peppermint, definitely use it for tension headaches. If you get headaches kind of in the, I guess, front part of your head, where mine tend to be in the neck and up, so that's what I talked about earlier. But you can use peppermint. You just have to be careful because it's so strong it can make your eyes water. So I would put it on your fingers and rub it into your temples. And like I said, you always want to massage it a little bit because that's going to help with getting it into your system so your body can use the constituents to have a more profound effect. And you get circulation there, so then the essential oil kind of gets through your system and spread out. So that helps. So rub it here, sometimes even across your forehead. So it's up to you where you need the support when you want to use the peppermint. You also, diffusing it's great. And if I were still in the classroom teaching, I would absolutely diffuse peppermint when kids are taking tests because it helps with focus and alertness. So, but diffusing it in the mornings with like a citrus is really nice. It's just pleasant smelling, it's invigorating, it wakes you up, and it's just, you know, it smells good. So peppermint and wild orange diffused is wonderful. I really like Citrus Bliss. So I would diffuse it with Citrus Bliss, but wild orange is the same thing. So diffusing it is going to help alertness, focus, wake you up. So teachers, I would use it. Parents at home, if you're trying to get your kids to focus and pay attention, maybe try diffusing that combination. Anyone that has seasonal allergies, I don't suffer from those, so I can't say I've tried it, but I have heard if you diffuse Breathe at night, that's very helpful. Oh, Charles is on. I'll show you Madison.
You want to see Daddy? You want Daddy to say hi?
Sorry, guys. Say hi, Daddy. Oh, pick your head up. There. Hopefully he sees you, honey bunny. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, so if you have seasonal allergies, you might want to try diffusing Breathe at night, or you could just do peppermint if that's the one that you have. And then I would definitely use peppermint, lavender, and lemon essential oil in like a roller bottle, like a perfume thing, and apply it to the back of your neck and then the bottoms of your feet every morning and every night, maybe before you go outside or whenever those allergies seem to flare up. I've heard tons of great success stories, and it's probably better than, well, I don't really know what allergy medications are, but whatever they are, I'm sure it's better than taking that. And then the last thing for the peppermint, then I'll hop off here, is going to be sunburn relief. So, you know, if you can mix it with frankincense or else lavender, you're going to get the calming from the lavender or the frankincense, the renewal of the cells. So that's going to help if you make a spray. And then the peppermint's going to help because of the cooling sensation. So your skin's still hot and it's sore, but if you spray it, that provides relief. I have definitely used that because I always get sunburned, even though it's awful for you. So it's really nice to have that. And if you keep that in the fridge as well, kind of like the peppermint cooling mist, it's nice because it just gives you that extra sensation. Oh gosh, don't have the captain watch, it's embarrassing. So where do I keep peppermint in the house so that you'll actually use it? That's the toughest thing with essential oils is, you know, they're great, but only if you're actually using them. So peppermint, you want to keep it by your nightstand so that you can smell it in the morning to help wake yourself up. You want to keep it in your office or wherever you are midday if you get tired and kind of lethargic feeling, so that you can kind of do the peppermint and breathe it in to kind of get that uplifting and invigorating sensation. Maybe a gym bag if you get sore muscles. So peppermint you just want everywhere, so you want a lot of bottles. You can also, if you have sinus pressure or congestion, you can put some drops in the shower. So when the hot shower is turned on, the steaming sensation, or the steam, kind of sets the essential oil into the air, so then you're breathing it in, and that helps to relieve the congestion and the pressure that you might be feeling. And then you can keep it in the bathroom. You can put some drops in the toilet before you flush it to help spread it in the air, or you can put it in the cardboard roll of the toilet paper roll, so that every time someone pulls the toilet paper, it kind of is like releasing an air freshener. So nonetheless, that's peppermint essential oil. I used it today. I hope that you will have the same success. It's just nice to have these in the house and not to worry, you know, while I'm breastfeeding and everything. I know nothing's kind of bothering little sweet Madison. So, alright guys, I know I talked fast, but if you have any questions, let us know, and have a good Thursday. Bye!